I'm ADRIAN QUEST. I've been wrestling for roughly around 9 years almost, and EWF has been my home ever since. Well, I was 11 years old, so nobody really expected me to start training. I didn't expect. I was just there to watch. Jesse had told me, we'll have you watch a few trainings, and we'll see if I want to train you. But sure enough, the first day I walked in, he had me running the ropes. So it's pretty cool. Like, nobody really expected me. I was just some kid. Like, I wasn't even like prepared to train. I was in jeans and like tennis shoes and just a regular shirt.
So after the first day, were you hooked?
I was hooked, definitely. I was sore, especially for being 11. Like I wrestled before I even hit puberty, man. Like, it's a trip. It'd be some days I'd go to school and I couldn't even walk. I'd barely be able to walk to to the bus stop. So it would suck, but I remember even teachers questioning like my parents, oh, does he get beat at home? No, he gets beat at wrestling practice. Mom encouraged me because I was kind of a bad kid, so and she kind of saw me from an early age going into the wrong path. So she felt like maybe if he starts wrestling, then this is what can get him out of a different lifestyle he's going towards. So and it helped. Since I walked into the School of Hard Knocks, this is all I ever wanted. Wrestling has just been my exit for pretty much anything. I was never the best student. I was alright, B's and C's, but something about wrestling, man. I'm pretty sure you get the same answer a lot. There's something about it, but it's hard to even explain for myself. It's just wrestling, man. Pro wrestling is the first time I seen it, I was hooked instantly, but. It's funny, you guys have a camera in front of me, and if a camera wasn't in front of me, I would be able to tell you that, but it's just a mentality type thing. But yeah, wrestling's just wrestling. I definitely like to have my hands in a lot of different things at a time. So right now I'm even trying to start my own brand with a friend, not just clothing brand, but it's gonna be more than just a clothing brand, but motivation, definitely just trying to make a living out of what I love doing. So if I could do this and make a living out of it, that'd be the ultimate dream. That's my motivation, buying my mom a house out of wrestling, which is rare to do. My inspiration since day one, Eddie Guerrero, man. That guy had so much charisma and so much wrestling talent. It still lives on today, and he's been dead for 10 years now. It's crazy. Just a younger face, that could go with some of the top talents that we have right now. And it's not really expected of me. I was wrestling at 13 under a mask, and it's not that it was a bad thing. I just felt like I couldn't break out and be me, which I really wanted to do, was just be me. So now that I have that opportunity, I'm running wild with it. And it's crazy when you talk about fans, because I was at my nephew's t-ball his t-ball game the other day, and a kid, actually two kids, come up to me and they tug on my shirt, and I look back and I'm why is this kid tugging on my shirt? And he's like, hey, yeah, you're ADRIAN QUEST, the wrestler. And I was and I immediately thought, oh yeah, I'm a wrestler, because there's I didn't think I was known enough to be recognized, or I think I just got lucky, honestly. But he had tugged on my shirt and he was like, "You're ADRIAN QUEST, the wrestler." And I just thought it was so surreal, I just gave him a high five. What's up? How you doing? But it was crazy to me, how, and it was funny because they ran off just laughing, holy crap, we met ADRIAN QUEST, and it was humbling,
You do have the tag team titles with Andy Brown.
Yeah.
How did that whole pairing come to be, and what have you learned from Andy? And vice versa, what has he learned from you?
With Andy, I've learned how to, pace myself, and Andy, he's learned how to speed up himself, so we meet in an even middle, but yeah, dude, he's actually one of my closest friends, so actually, I was taking a 3-year break from pro wrestling to learn how to amateur wrestle in high school, and that's when he came in. When I came back, I was who's this guy? But like we instantly clicked as just homies, you know. I feel like they had obviously we're both rising stars in the EWF, but at the time they had just had nothing for us, maybe, you know, and they're just like, well, we need a tag team, so what do you guys think about tagging? We kind of looked at each other like we'd rather do singles, and then right from the start we just had chemistry as tag team too, so it's like might as well roll with it, you know. So and then we ended up becoming tag team champions. It's hard to say for me because people look at me and they're like, oh, he's new like me because I look so young, you know. But once they get in the ring, you know, like, and they're like amazed by how, like, you know, on the level I wrestle at. So I just tell people wait, you know, because everybody wants everything so fast and it doesn't happen like that. Especially with pro wrestling, you're lucky if it does. But just wait your turn, you know, like not necessarily wait your turn, but I see a lot of people get frustrated when, like, if something goes wrong. I mean, like, it took me 2 years to get my first match, and people, you know, they're a year in and they're like, oh, when is it gonna be my turn, you know? But it's just I feel like you wanna be at the level where when your first match does happen, it's not a trash match, you know.
So let's talk about your first match. Like, who was it against? Where was it at? Your feelings? How did it go?
I was actually 13. It was actually the day Michael Jackson died. I'll never forget. But it was against one of my friends that I used to train with. His name was, at the time, he was Silver Striker. Then he turned into Danny Ghost, I believe. But it was against him, and it was around like a church down the street in San Bernardino. So I just remember being excited, like really excited. Just to be in, you know, be in a ring, and, you know, because I'd go to the shows and just see, like, these guys get praise for, you know, what they do, you know, and it's just living the dream. Especially being at 13, it was humbling, and it was, you know, it was surreal, I guess you could say.
Anniversary show, 20th anniversary, going up against Rocky Romero. I mean, is that your time to, you know? It's
definitely my time to show not just people in the EWF, but people outside the EWF that, you know, I'm one of the best things going in SoCal right now, you know. Alongside with Andy Brown, I feel like me and him, like, we're like a few other guys in the EWF don't get that recognition. Citing him a lot, like, well, I always have since I've been here, you know. Jesse's always given him high praise, but like I know of him. I've never met him. Every time he comes to the school, I somehow miss that day, and I'm always here, you know. So it's like, it sucks I never really got to meet him. So, but yeah, I feel like it's time after 9 years of, you know, wrestling. You know, it's time. It's time for the next big step. You know, he's a star all around the world. You know, Japan, Mexico, United States. I know he's doing stuff in the UK every here and there. So I feel it's like finally, you know, it's time for me to make that next big move.